hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail as the army goes rolling along. Anchors away, my boy, anchors away. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, flying high into the sun. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles on the land or the air and in the sea. Here's to the Coast Guard marching song. The Friday Night Fun Net is on the air. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock, and welcome to this special Veterans Day edition of the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Robert. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located here in Freeport. I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is to what the name implies. To have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if one situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is to provide an on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 minus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency, the straight 610 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check you in the net. Also, this net is being live streamed around the world on the internet. Mike, KD9MED in Rochelle, is live streaming this net on the internet, and he's also recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Those of you who are listening via the internet, check into the internet like you usually do with the Mike KD9MED, and Mike will relay your internet check-in to me via the radio. Also, if you're out in the sticks and you can hear the repeater but you can't get to it due to conditions, you're too far away from it, or you don't have internet access, you can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636. The local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first if at all possible. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take short time on both stations. If you can't stay for the net, you got family time, you're ready to concentrate, you're driving, or something else is going on, if you can't stay for the net, you're welcome to check in short time. And if you have traffic, we'll do your, get to your traffic right away. Also, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of bike rides, marathons, a hamfest, or breakfast. Okay. We will do the text segment we call the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. This is for those of you, if you have technical questions or you're having a problem with your amplifier or power supply, what kind of a tower do you want to put up on your, what kind of an antenna you want to put up on your tower, I should say. And what kind of a radio should I get, mobile, base, all mode, or what have you. If you have technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to try to answer them for you. Then we'll do the DX corner. This is the Friday Night Fun Net DX corner. If you have any DX reports, we'll be willing to. Please feel free to report them to us. Okay. This is Veterans Day. I'm going to ask those hams who are in the service what branch of the service you served in. And do you have any families who are currently serving or who formerly did serve in the military? And we may do some other special features tonight. So, okay. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short time on mobile stations that like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
K9GO, Larry and Rockton, short time tonight, Jimmy.
Okay, AC9GO, I'm trying to leave space in there for in case anybody else wants to check in. I'm trying to avoid stepping on anybody. Larry, AC9GO, thank you for checking in the Friday night fun net. You enjoy your evening. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Health and Tech Net at 8 p.m. on this repeater. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time and mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul on Lowe's Park, short time 73.
KC9QPL, Paul in Lowe's Park. Okay, Paul, I've got you checked in short time. 7-3, have a good evening. Maybe we'll catch you on the Rag 2 net tomorrow night at this time. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time and mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
KB9SSB, short time, no traffic. And 9BWM, short time.
Okay, KD9SSB, Mike in Lowe's Park, I've got you checked in short time. You say, did you have traffic or no traffic?
No traffic.
You cut yourself off. I just caught traffic. You had traffic or no traffic?
Negative on the traffic.
Okay, Mike, sounds good. Have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday night fun net. I'm sure we'll talk to you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening Rag 2 net. Bruce, N9BWM, long time no hear, man. Hey, thanks for checking in. I know you're short time. You have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Hopefully we'll talk to you down the hall. Any more short time and mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay, sorry for the pause there, but I'm trying to give everybody a chance to check in. I guess it seems like on some of the other nets we have, but people are just kind of, when they get done keying their mics, other people hurry up and trying to key. So we're trying not to do that. So we're trying to observe our radio etiquette here. So, okay. No more short time and mobile stations. Let's go with general check-ins. At this time, I will take general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net. Please go now.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe, no traffic.
Okay, KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net? Please go on.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. Okay, Tom, I got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net? Please go on. K9MED, Mike and Rochelle. There's a veteran. We've got you checked. We got you checked in. We'll get back to you a few minutes for the round table, and let us know if we have any internet check-ins. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
Echo 9 Norway.
Okay, KD9N, the rah-rah president, we got you checked in, Kurt. I'll get back to you in a few minutes at the round table. I'll ask you how the meeting went when I get back to you. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
K9RFD, short time.
Check-ins from Northern Illinois. Let's see how many check-ins we get from Southern Wisconsin. Any stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9RGG Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
Whiskey India 9 Hotel Foxtrot. Good evening, Jimmy. Chad in Janesville, Wisconsin.
Delta 9 Golf Delta Yankee, Jim in Beloit.
Okay, I got 3 stations checking in from Southern Wisconsin. That's good. Okay, KC9RGG Norman, Orfordville, Wisconsin. Got you checked in. Norm, I'll get back to you a few minutes round table. Thanks for checking in. W9AXD. Well, Chad, I haven't heard you in a while. Chad in Janesville, Wisconsin. I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes in the round table. Thanks for checking in. And KD9GDY, Jim on the west side of Boyd. I've got you checked in, Jim. I'll get back to you a few minutes for the round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin? If you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Well, it's Friday night fish fry night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, bullheads, northern pike, walleye, muskie, or crappie. Those of you in the Milwaukee area are eating their Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, or Braunschweiger. Of course, you cheese lovers are eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Okay. At this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
K9RFD, short time.
Okay, K9KZT. I've got you checked in, Larry. I know you had a piece there about it isn't freedom of religion. It's the veterans who gave us freedom of religion and what have you there. I know you're short time, so okay, I've got you checked in. There was another station trying to check in. Other station, come back, please.
KD9MED, carrying Rockford.
Jimmy, it's KD9VBX, Erica, Janesville, Wisconsin.
Gary and Rockford, we got you checked in. We'll get back to you. I'm sure you'll have a DX report, which we'll get you in a few minutes here. And we'll also get back to you a few minutes at the round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Jimmy, KD9VBX, Erica in Janesville, Wisconsin. Did you catch me?
Okay, Erica, I got the Kilo Delta 9, and repeat the last 3 letters of your call, please.
Victor, Bravo, X-ray.
Okay, you cut yourself off at the beginning there. Let's try that one more time. Now hold your key down for about a couple of seconds.
Okay, sorry. Victor, Bravo, X-ray.
We got you, K9VDX, Victor Bravo X-ray. We got you checked in, Erica. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
W9RLD.
WX9RLT, Ricky in Loves Park, the host of the Northern Illinois Skywarn Training Net, which is held on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater. You did a great net last night, talking about wall calls and what have you. So, okay, Ricky, I'll get back to you a few minutes around there. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, this is K9GCR, the net control of the Friday Night Fun Day. Check myself in. Okay, I'll go with the traffic here. With this is the traffic portion. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. at the Freeport Public Library, we will have our monthly meeting of the Stevenson County Repeater Association. If you are not doing anything tomorrow morning, come on over. Let's pack the place. We meet in the second floor at the boardroom. If anybody's not doing anything tomorrow, you're welcome. You're welcome to come. Then also, great news: Richard N9CO and his wife are fully recovered from their colds. So that is definitely good to hear. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put him down. I'm going to put him down right now. N9CO. Maybe he'll check in later on, but I got checking. I talked to him on the phone early Tuesday evening. We talked for about 20 minutes. He sounds just like his old self. He checked into the Belvedere net this past Sunday, and also checked into the Kishwaukee Amps Radio Club net also on this past Monday. So, I want to thank everybody for your thoughts and prayers for Richard and his wife. Now, continue to pray for Jerry Anderson, N9ZBI, Scott, N9SBJ told me yesterday during the Health and Tech Net that he's underwent another round of chemotherapy treatments, and I guess he's full of medications and what have you. But that's good. Let's hope and pray that they work. Okay. All right. That's my traffic, and all is quiet on the medical front, as they say. Any more? Okay. Does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along? All right. Now, let's go with the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. Does anybody have any technical questions? Are you having a problem with your amplifier or power supply? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio should I buy? Mobile, base, all mode, or what have you? Do you have any technical questions? Please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to try to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net?
WX9RLT will ask one real quick.
Yes, by all means. Just a minute. Let me get my black pen ready. WX9RLT. Okay, Ricky, go ahead. What you got for us?
Oh, it's more of a curiosity thing, and then also to, help others. Long story short, J-pole antennas. I kind of want to know what's the furthest anybody's got out there on 2 meters on, regular conditions. Basically, how effective are J-pole antennas? So I'll send it back to you, Jimmy.
Okay, let's throw it out there to the net there. Ricky, WX9RLT is inquiring about J-pole antennas. He wants to know how far anybody use them, how far can you get out with them? Can anybody help out Ricky?
K9MED.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm talking on a J-pole right now, so all the way down here in Rochelle, I guess I don't know what the official mileage is transmitter, but I've dialed it down to about 7 watts or so, and I can still hit it. It's a pretty nice antenna. I'll get you the more information.
Okay, Mike, thanks. Ricky, WX9RLT, does that answer your question?
Well, considering Mike's coming in from Rochelle with perfect, quality signal there, I can definitely tell they are pretty darn effective. So, much appreciated there, Mike.
I copy that. The antenna I got is what they call breakaway model. Actually, pretty. I think only paid like $35 for it. Our Bravo 9 Romeo. That's where I got the antennas. Guy's name is Mike. Really friendly guy, and been a good antenna actually. I got a lightning arrestor on it and all that, and it's hasn't failed me yet. Been through ice storms and everything.
And for your information, this is WI9HF in Janesville. I can hear you on the input, so definitely working up to Janesville, WI9HF.
Okay, does that, okay, Ricky, are you satisfied? Does that answer your question?
Sorry, I think that might have been Erica up there in Janesville on the input there. Sorry about that, Erica. Man, that's definitely pretty darn effective. Way more than what I need, so that's actually perfect. So thank you guys, much appreciated. I'll send it back to you, Jimmy, for the net. WX9RLT, thank you.
Okay, Erica's call is Kilo Delta 9 Victor Bravo X-ray. So we'll get to her in a few minutes here. So okay, Ricky, thanks for inquiring. So, does anybody else have any technical questions they'd like to bring?
KD9MED, I just wanted to jump in there and say I made a really inexpensive J-pole using television 300 ohm twin lead. It only costs a few dollars, and it works as good as anything else. One thing, I guess, when you're talking about J-poles generally, I guess the first thing that should be mentioned, of course, is that it's a dual band antenna. You can work VHF and UHF with it. KD9MED.
Okay, Gary, that's great. Okay, well, I guess the J-pole antennas do work. Okay, okay, Ricky, I hope you go, I can't even talk. Let's hope you get yourself one. So, okay, anybody else have any technical questions before we move on? Well, I'll tell you what, this is the first time in a while that we've had anybody ask any technical questions. It's been quite some time, too. All right. Now we're going to go ahead with the DX corner. This is the Friday Night Fun Net DX corner. You have anybody can bring their DX reports. I'm just curious as to how many any reports are available. Okay. Does anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along?
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Kerry, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Let's see. I worked 21 countries this week. No new countries, unfortunately. Just the same old boring countries. I did get a couple of Uruguays. You don't work them every day. Brief reset. The big one that got away, well, this is just one of the big ones, but this is the big one that got away this week was T33T, Banaba Island in the Kiribati mess, out in the southwest Pacific. There's a 3-man team there, and they're working several bands. I heard them once and tried to work them, and of course they didn't hear me, or I didn't get to the top of the pileup. But I heard literally hundreds of other stations trying to work these guys. So try it if you can. T33T. Brief reset. Jimmy, Banaba Island is one of those really dinky little islands. It's made out of bird poop, and so it's been of some industrial interest, mining interest over the last couple of centuries. It used to be called, Europeans called it Ocean Island, and when they found it. Can you guess why they called it Ocean Island?
No, I cannot. Gary, go ahead.
Okay, that's a trick question. The European guy who first found it, his name was Ocean. So, it's not what you'd expect. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. KD9MED.
You're welcome, Gary. Don't worry. You work that station then next week. Let's see. You let Benin and Togo get away from you, but you end up getting them. So the following week. So you get Kiribati. I know about that island group because let's see. They're the very first country immediately west of the international date line, and when the millennium came, like New Year's 1999, 2000. CNN had live coverage on about all 24 time zones about when the year 2000 came in. They showed ceremonial dances. They said that Kiribati, the very first time zone west of the international date line, they rang in the year 2000. So, okay, that sounds good. Thanks for your DX report there, Kerry. Does anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? Okay. All right, let's move on to the SWAPnet. All IMC bulk order trading must be related to the hobbies of amateur radio or computers. All IMC bulk order trading must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. May mention prices over the air, but any haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any SWAPnet traffic they'd like to pass along? Okay, there being no SWAPnet traffic, we'll move on. Before we get to the roundtable, do we have any more stations who would just join us to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR. Here is Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee India, Scott and Monroe, no traffic.
KC9GCR.
Monroe, I've got you checked in. Scott, I don't know how long you're going to be with us, but I'm going to get to the round table first. We're talking about this Veterans Day. I'm asking everybody, do you, which branch of the service did you serve in when you were in the service? And do you have any family members currently serving or who formerly served in the military at one time?
Are you putting me in front of the round table or There was another station checking in. No, I'll stick around there, Jim. And there was another station trying to check in too.
Okay, sir. Okay, thanks, Scott. We'll get back to you later. Thanks for taking. Other station, I didn't mean to double over you. Other station, come back, please.
Hi, Jimmy. No worries. This is Kevin. November 9, Echo Golf Fox, N9EGF in Roscoe. And I don't have any traffic tonight, Jimmy.
N9EGF. Okay, Kevin, I've got you checked in. Welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net. This net meets each every Friday evening at 8 p.m. here on this repeater. If we cannot hold the net here on this repeater, we'll go to our backup repeater, 147.195. Thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you a few minutes for the round table. Thanks for checking in. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Ace, KD9HKX, Larry in Roscoe. Who did you serve in the military? What branch of the service were you in? And do you have any family members currently serving or who formerly served at one time?
KC9GCR, KD9HKX. Well, good evening, Jim, and everyone on the net. First of all, let me say to all the vets who are listening in or are participating in the net tonight, thank you for your service. I did not join any of the military branches. The Vietnam War ended just before I came to the right age, and I went on to college and never did go into the military. I've had lots of relatives who served in the military. Had my father and several uncles who served in World War II. My father served on a minesweeper in the Caribbean. I've got all kinds of relation. It's gone through lots of different wars going back. I had a relation in the Spanish-American War, and I had a great something number of times grandfather who actually served under Sherman in the Civil War. And that's about it from here. I will be one and done tonight, Jim, so I'll turn it back to you. KC9GCR, KD9HKX.
Larry, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net, and thanks to your family members for their service to this wonderful country of ours. You have a good evening. We'll definitely talk to you tomorrow night. I believe it's your turn to do the Ragtune Net tomorrow night. So, okay, 7-3, thanks for checking in. Talk to you tomorrow night. Okay, AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, what's going on with you? Did you serve in the military, or do you have any family members who are currently serving or formerly served at one time?
Yes, I did serve. I was in the Army, spent 13 months in Korea, and I had two uncles that were in the Navy during World War II. One was on a submarine in the Pacific, and one was on a PT boat in the Mediterranean. AC9NW, back to net.
Thank you very much for you and your family members for your service to this wonderful country of ours. And thank you for checking in. KD9MED. Okay, Mike. I know you served, and I believe you were in the Navy or Air Force or something like that. And do you have any family members serving or who formerly served at one time?
Well, I posted up a bunch of stuff. Prior to World War I don't know if I've had any relatives, but brother and his brother served World War I. To be honest with you, I don't know what they did. I'm going to guess and say probably a brief reset. Father was a photographer for the Signal Corps, World War II, long Cold War, Persian people, and was in. I did. KD9MED.
Mike, thanks to you and your family for your service to this wonderful country. Thanks for checking in. Let me know if you have any internet check-ins. Okay, Kurt, KE9N. Before I know you had your sons that served at Camp Lejeune there. I know you did in the Marine Corps. I'll ask that question in a minute there. But first of all, how did the Zoom meeting go?
Well, it went okay, Jimmy. Let's see here. Let me get my notes, if I can find them here. We did the elections. The only thing that we're really looking for, that position that wasn't filled, is the secretary position. But other than that, we stepped to a new low by electing me president again. Tom Scheller is vice president. The secretary's position is open. Gordon, KC9NEX, is the treasurer. And then we got Larry Lyle as a board member, Ron Callahan. Let me get to the page. Hang on a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Larry Lyle is a director. Ron Callahan, Carrie Tatlow, KD9MED, and Larry McFall, KD9HKX, is a director. Over.
Congratulations to all the officers, the newly elected officers of Aurora. That's great, and congratulations on being reelected for the president. So I know you do a great job. Thanks. Okay, now I know you have a son serving in the Marines at Camp Lejeune. Who else other your family members? I can't even talk. Which other members of your family served in the military?
KC9GCR, KE9N. My father was in World War II, and he was a radio operator, although he was a drill sergeant for some time, but he ended up actually, his MOS was military radio operator. So, and of course, that was all CW, so he did that. My son is no longer at Camp Lejeune. He is in Maryland, and I can't remember the fort. It's a fort something. But he actually works, his MOS, which stands for Military Occupational Specialty, is cyber security. And so he actually deals with the internet and different things for snooping around, and he actually works at the NSA. So that's what he does. But he's out in Maryland now, and he's been in for, I think 11 years, somewhere in there, and I think he's probably got about 2 more years, and then he may sign up for 4 more. I'm guessing he will, but I don't know that for sure. But anyhow, other than that, no one else has been in the military other than my dad and my son Taylor.
Okay. Now, Camp Lejeune has been in the news lately for the wrong reason, about they're having a problem with their water supply or something like that. They're they're telling people those that serve there, you can get compensation, contact an attorney or something like that. Hopefully your son is okay. Hopefully he didn't drink any of that bad water.
No, that happened actually years and years ago. That didn't happen recently. And I know for sure it happened way before when he was there. So anyhow, he's fine. And I always laugh about when you get to, you were talking about the elections, and here I got elected president again. And I always said, I always wondered about a club who'd seriously consider me for membership.
Okay. I don't know about that, but hey, that's great. Congratulations there. we had our elections recently here. The Steve K9RFD Repeater Association. George N9WSQ was our club president there, so he recently won re-election. So okay, that sounds good. Oh, I was thinking Fort Meade, Maryland. Is that where he's at? Fort Meade.
Yep, that's it. It's Fort Meade, Maryland. Yep. And by the way, that saying about membership and the whatever, Groucho Marx is the one who said that years ago.
No, I'll tell you what. Early this morning, on our cable, I get the JLTV. That's Jewish Life TV. They show some of the old shows like Groucho Marx, Jack Benny, Bonanza. They show that a lot of the guys, the actors there, with those comedians, were all Jewish. I watched You Bet Your Life early this morning. That was on at 2 o'clock this morning on the JLTV. That's channel 788 on our Comcast cable. They show like Dinah Shore, the old Jack Benny show, and what have you. That's if you like old time TV, if you can get that channel, you can get some of those old shows.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Boy, those shows go back a bit. Even like the Little Rascals. Gee whiz, we don't have shows like that anymore, and I can remember watching them shows. And Groucho Marx, he had a show on in the afternoon, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that was good times.
You bet they were. I'll tell you what, those old TV shows are sure a hell of a lot better than what you see nowadays. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay, hey, congratulations on your re-election, and we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you down the line. I better get to Norm here before he decides he's going to hit the hay there. So, Norm, K9RGG, what's going on with you? Did you serve in the military, and do you have any members who are currently serving or formerly served at one time?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Yes, Jim, I served in the military 1968 to 1963. If you might remember, Vietnam was pretty hot at that time, and Uncle Sam made me a job offer I couldn't refuse. Or, I guess I could refuse it, but I'd go to jail. So I became a seaman recruit in the U.S. Navy. B569358 was my serial number. And I remember that to this day. They sent me down to Pensacola, Florida for the Naval Security Group, and they taught me Morse code. But I also applied for Officer Candidate School, and about a year later I got accepted to that, and so I became A767627, an ensign, and I served as the S7 Division Officer on the aircraft carrier USS Independence. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you very much for your service, Norm. I sure appreciate that. Okay. Thanks for checking in. I better let you go so you can hit the hay. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you next Friday night, hopefully.
Sounds good, Jim. See you then.
Okay. Chad, W9HF, Chad, I haven't heard you in a while. What's going on with you? Did you serve in the military? And do you have any family members who are currently serving or who served at one time?
Right, Jimmy. Good evening to the net. Yeah, you haven't heard Erica or I for a while because we moved in end of June, middle of July, and took 4 months here to work out the logistics of our new tower that's now on the air. 60-foot tower with the antenna we're using currently is a Diamond X510. The tip of that's about 85 feet up. So if I'm noisy, I have no idea why, but I'm thinking that I'm not. So that's a major thing in our life that's happening. As of yesterday, that happened. And as of this morning, the cables got ran, and where they needed to be and got that hooked up. So pretty happy with the range on that so far. I'm hearing a lot of people on the input so far on this net. So let me reset quick. And as far as military, no, I never served in the military. And I have had my one sister who is no longer with us. She was in the military, the Army in late 1970s, 1980, something like that. And my brother, Chris, he was in the Army, none of whom were active duty, you know, in any, they didn't serve overseas or anything. They were just in the States basically the whole time. I want to say my brother Chris went to Grenada in 1981 or 2 or whatever it was, but I was like 10 or 11, so I really don't remember that. And he might have gotten out of going there, but I don't know. So that's it with that. And I just want to say to all the veterans on the net this evening, thank you very much for your service. I know that was a sacrifice, and serving our country isn't really a sacrifice, but thank you for your service. It's definitely appreciated, and we love all you guys. So that's about it from here, Jimmy. Back to you, W9AXD.
Thanks to your family for their service to this country too, Chad. And hey, welcome back to the Friday Night Fun Net. Don't be a stranger. Check in whenever you get a chance. Have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Okay, Jim, KD9GDY, what's going on with you? Did you serve in the military, or are you? Do you have family members who are currently serving or who formerly served at one time?
And the Friday Night Fun Net, this is Kilo Delta 9 Golf Delta Yankee Jim up here on the north side of Beloit. That's the north side of Beloit. So anyway, well, thanks to everybody who served. Happy Veterans Day to all of the vets out there. I did not go in the military. Anyway, about my sophomore year in high school, though, a lot of us were kind of sweating it because, you know, Vietnam was still going on. I guess they were starting to kind of pull back a little bit, but we were all kind of biting our nails, thinking we'd be drafted and all that. But I think about my junior year, I think they stopped the draft and all that. So, but no, I appreciate all the ones that went and defended our country and fought for our country and just even served in the military and had that presence. So, anyway, so the answer to that is I didn't go in the military, but I guess if I would have got drafted or something, I would have been off to the Vietnam War probably if that would have still continued on. All right, I don't know when they stopped that, 74, 73. I don't know. Somebody might have the answer to that. So, I really think that's about it. Nothing else to add here. Thanks for picking me up. KD9GDY, back to net.
Well, you're welcome, Jim. Yeah, that was 73 they ended that. I remember that very well. We went to the all-volunteer Army or what have you. I remember that. Okay, so I had just turned 25 years old at the time, and Nixon was just got sworn, just started his second term as president. So, okay, the rest they say is history. So, okay, Jim. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. I'm going to see if by chance I know Larry K9KZT checked in short time. I want to see if by chance he's still listening. Larry, are you there?
Yes, I am, my friend. Thank you for checking. My friends haven't picked me up yet. K9TZT here. Yes, I was in the military. I volunteered 1965, 66, 67. And I didn't ask for any special training. I thought they'd give me a rifle and send me someplace squishy, but I wound up in a hospital in Texas working as a lab technician, so that was a good thing. Anyway, and my uncle served in World War II. He was on Iwo Jima, Okinawa, in Japan, and so forth. And he had lots and lots of combat. And maybe we can say a prayer that we will not have any more veterans in all armies. All armies will be disbanded, and we'll all throw flowers at each other. Back to you, K9TZT.
Amen. And I'm not even religious, so I go to church on Sunday. But you know, I hear you. I really do. Hey, do you still have that little piece there? I know you read that on Memorial Day about it isn't the minister that gave you freedom of religion. It was the veteran. This is the professor that gave you the freedom of whatever to learn. Is the veteran? Do you still have that in front of you by chance?
No, I'm sorry, and I don't know where I would find it if I even kept a copy. Sorry about that, K9TZT.
I remember when the Milwaukee Brewers played at Miller Park, now American Family Field. Bob Uecker, when they were especially on Memorial Day, Bob Uecker used to read that get together. It wasn't the professor that gave you the right to freedom of expression. There was the veteran and what so on and so forth. All right, that's fine. Don't worry about it. So thanks for checking in, Larry. And we'll definitely talk to you tomorrow night on the rag tune net. So thanks for checking in. KD9MED, Kerry, what's going on with you? Did you serve in the military, or do you have any family members who are currently serving or who served at one time?
This is KD9MED. No, I did not serve in the armed forces. I would have made a horrible soldier. I would have been just an awful soldier. And the people who do it are far better people than I am, far more character and strength and courage. My Uncle Harvey and my Uncle Ernie both fought in World War II. I saw an excellent war movie. I want to mention it here. Netflix has a remake of All Quiet on the Western Front, and it really is an excellent movie. I'd recommend it to you all. KD9MED.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I got a VCR here that's not connected yet. I used to have a couple of VCRs. They broke down, but I used to like to watch a lot of those old war movies with John Wayne, Sands of Iwo Jima, Flying Leathernecks, and so, especially around Christmas time. I used to like to watch Tora, and So Proudly We Hail. About the Army nurses in the Philippines, the early days of America's involvement in World War II. Then they had like a Christmas scene there about that. I watch, and then let's see, Destination Tokyo, Cary Grant aboard the submarine that went into Tokyo Bay, paved the way for Jimmy Doolittle's, Colonel Doolittle's raid on Tokyo. So oh yeah. Hopefully somebody will stop by and reconnect that VCR so I can start watching those old war movies again. Thanks, Kerry, for checking in. Okay. KD9VBX, are you still with us? What's going on with you? Do you have any family members who are currently serving or formerly served in the military?
Hey, Jimmy, KD9VBX. Yeah, closest I ever got was watching MASH. Personally, but my grandfather served in World War II. His brother served in World War II. His sister's husband served, and now, then one of his kids, their kids, her husband, and now I try to get this all straight. I've got my Aunt Carol's husband Just the whole lot of them served or are serving in the services. So there is a connection there. I thank everyone for their service, and I realize that what I have is only because of you. So thank you for all you have done.
Thanks very much for the K9VBX. Thanks for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net and telling about. And thanks to your family for their service to this wonderful country of ours. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Okay, WX9RLT, Ricky, what's going on with you? Do you have any family members who are currently serving or who formerly served in the military?
Good evening, Jimmy, and everybody on the net. I'd like to thank all the veterans out there for your service and everybody out there serving. So much appreciated for the service. Not too much going on here. Pretty much, I went to go join, but when I went to go join, it was after 9/11, and a lot of people wanted to join at the same time, and so they quickly filled up, so you couldn't join. And I had a couple of factors that threw me out, and so unfortunately, I was not able to serve. But if they told me to serve, I definitely would go. I have an aunt that is over in Fort Bragg. I can't say too much. She hasn't told me too much what she does. Just special forces. A cousin of mine just got off the boat. He was out there off on the Nimitz for quite some time. So he just kind of got tired and wanted to get back on land. So he's like, I threw 8 years in, and I'm back on land here. So, but yeah, it's good to hear everybody out there, and thank you again for your service. Can't say thank you enough. So send it back to you, Jimmy. This is WX9RLT. Good to hear everybody.
Well, Ricky, it's good to hear you too. I know you have been away from this net there for quite some time. Thanks to Mike, K9MED, who live streams it on the internet and records it for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. I know when this net is posted later on tonight, you'll enjoy listening to that. So will so will everybody else. Great job with these weather net last night. By the way, next week I will be filling in for Ricky because he's going to go attend some course there concerning the winter weather. What the do's and don'ts. Storm is similar to the weather spotter net in the springtime. So okay, that's and thanks for all you do, Ricky. So okay, before I continue, it's my turn next. But before we continue, are there any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. K9EPC, okay, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. There's another station trying to check in. Another station, come back.
Check in.
Okay, Mike, go ahead.
Please check in, Patrick. Keep finding $9 silver.
KF9SD, Pat, I will keep finding $9 silver. Okay, I've got him checked in there. Last week he checked in on the radio, so okay, that's great. Okay, thanks for checking in. Pat, I know you're listening. Are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? If you're coming over from your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, if you just turn your radio on, or you've been copying the mail for the last hour, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Remember, we're in the region. Without traffic, please call K9GCR.
KC9RGG with a comment.
Go ahead, Norm.
Say, I really appreciate what Larry, K9KZT, said about what we ought to do is we ought to make veterans obsolete. And we can do this if we throw flowers at each other rather than bombs. I'm a member of Veterans for Peace now. Having served in the military for 5 years, I agree with what Dwight Eisenhower said after World War II. He said, I hate war as only a soldier can because of its futility and stupidity. We've got to find a better way to solve our problems. So that's my comment, Jim. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
Thank you very much, Norm, for that comment. That is great. No, I don't think there was any general like Dwight Eisenhower, the leader, the commander of the Allied forces on D-Day, Normandy and Italy. Later, after the war, NATO commander, and of course the 34th President of the United States. Served 8 years from 1953 to 1961. The great, one of our great presidents, that's for sure. Norm, thank you very much. We sure appreciate that, your comment. Okay, let's move on. I was not able to serve in the military because of the disability. You probably know I'm legally blind, but I did have family members who served. My dad, he was not in the military, but during World War II, he was a security guard. He worked for the Civil Defense at the Fairbanks Morris plant here in Freeport. There was one in Freeport. There was also one in Beloit. That was a war production plant there. So that's he was there for several years. He was a member of the auxiliary military police. Now let's see. My grandfather, Stephen Dorsey, served he was in the Troop K, United States Cavalry. Let's see. He served in the Spanish-American War and in the during the Philippine insurrection. And let's see. I did have a cousin who was served in the Marines during Vietnam, and there was also another one who went to West Point. I had an aunt who served in the CBI theater, China, Burma, India, and she was an army nurse during World War II. I have an ashtray. I don't smoke, but I have an ashtray I got there that she brought home from India at the end of World War II for a souvenir. Let me reset. That's it as far as my military family goes, if you want to call it that. Okay, let's move on here. Scott, K9YI, are you still with us? I'm sorry we had to make you wait, but are you still with us? Did you serve in the military, and do you have family members who are currently serving or formerly served at one time? K9YI, Scott Monroe, are you still with us? Okay, maybe he moved on. Maybe we'll hear from him later. N9EGF, what's going on with you? Did you serve in the military, and do you have any family members currently serving or who formerly served at one time?
Hello, Jimmy. This is Kevin, November 9, Echo Golf Foxtrot. I'm in Roscoe, and no, I did not serve in the military. I was a little bit too young for the Vietnam stuff, but I do have a son, much like Kurt, is just a couple years younger than Kurt's son, and he is also in the Marines. He is doing amphibious reconnaissance and doing some crazy stuff and jumping out of airplanes, and to talk to him, he's having the time of his life. So he's enjoying everything. But I just spoke with him last night, and things are going well. He is in California. So as a father, I'm glad he's not overseas anywhere. But So he's doing a lot of that, and I'm pretty proud of him for that. Jimmy, back to you. KC9GCR and 9EGF.
Thank you to your family for their service to this wonderful country of ours. That'd be great. Okay. Thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. We will hear you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening ride tune at 8 p.m. here on this repeater. Okay, Al, KD9EPZ. I know you didn't. I know you did not serve, but do you have any family members who are currently serving or who formerly served in the military? KD9EPZ, Al, are you still with us?
KD9EPZ, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I know you. Do you have any family members who served or are currently serving or formerly did serve in the military at one time?
Or did. He was at the 88th Division in Italy during the war. And all my uncles were I think they were all in the army except for I have one cousin that was in the Coast Guard. In the Coast Guard. Yeah, I believe he was. Yeah. Other than that, no, I didn't get to go. I didn't pass the physical. I didn't completely fail it, but they made me a 1Y, which is not like a 4F that's completely failing it, but a 1Y means you go just before the women and children.
Okay, Al, I understand. Yeah, I still carry my old draft card in my billfold, in my wallet with me. I was classified as 4F. I went to. Back in 1966, I was still in high school. I went to the, I just turned 18. I came to Freeport to the post office to the federal building, appeared before the draft board. They had asked me questions and what have you, filled out papers. They assigned me my draft card. I was classified as 4F. So that was about it. Thanks, Al. To your members of your family for their service in this wonderful country of ours. Okay, that completes my list. Are there any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
KD9HWK.
KD9HWK, Matt. What's going on with you? I heard you call me on Monday night during the Kishwaukee Net. Unfortunately, I was not able to. I couldn't get into the repeater, but thanks for trying anyway, and thanks for checking me in as honorary checking and mentioning the Friday Night Fun.
No problem, Jimmy. Glad to do it.
Okay. Did you serve in the military, and do you have any family members who are currently serving or who formerly served at one time?
Yes, I served in the Army. I was stationed at Fort Sill and over in Germany, close to Frankfurt. I was in Germany when the Berlin Wall came down, so that was quite an event. My son served in Afghanistan. I have a nephew who served in Afghanistan, and he did a tour in Iraq. I have another nephew who sailed the Pacific in the Navy. My father served. I have two of my uncles served, and on my mom's side, we have actually chased our lineage back to a gentleman named Daniel Fagan, who was a assistant to General George Washington.
Well, that is just fantastic. That's great. That is definitely great. Thanks to you. Thank you for your service, and the same goes for your family. Thanks for your family for your service to this wonderful country of ours. And by the way, it was sure good news about Richard N9ZO. I heard him check into the net this this past Monday night. He also checked into the Belvedere net Sunday night too. He and I had about a 20-minute conversation on the phone. He sounded like his old self. That was definitely good to hear.
I agree. Good to hear, no doubt about it.
Okay, man. Hey, thanks for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net, and enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend, and happy Veterans Day. We'll definitely talk to you down the line.
Okay, Jimmy. Just one thought. There's been only 2 people who would sacrifice their life for others, and that's Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and the American soldier. Everybody have a happy Veterans Day. KD9HWK.
I agree with you 100% on that thought, Matt. Thank you. Okay, thanks for checking in. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. Any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, I'm gonna read a few radio nut jokes here. So okay, now this one was from Kurt KD9MED. I wrote this down. It was last week. I kind of tweaked it a little bit, but here it goes. You know you're on a radio nut when you can't hold your monthly ham radio club meeting at your local hospital due to COVID. So you give everyone COVID so you can have an in-person meeting in your hospital room. If you have any homemade radio nut jokes you want to pass along, give me a call here on the radio on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN. 232-3636. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. All right, I'm going to read a couple of Thanksgiving radio nut jokes. This was from Brad, WW2D. He's gone through so many call signs, it's pathetic. But anyway, you know you're on a radio nut when you char your Thanksgiving turkey by letting it cook too long on your foot warmer or linear amplifier. Now this next one is from Steve, W9AXD. You sure disappeared. You know you're a radio nut when you think a turkey is someone who causes interference on 2 meters. All right, here's another one from Steve, W9WFM. You know you're a radio nut when you're wondering if 1,500 watts will cook a bird. This is the final one. I put this one together myself. You know you're a radio nut when you say grace at the Thanksgiving table and you have your HD keyed and it goes out over the repeater. Okay, more Thanksgiving radio nut jokes next week. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we're going to do Friday Night Fun Net trivia. Oh, by the way, I got some news I want to pass along. We are having VE testing sessions. As it turned out, we've had them all along. Somebody gave me some wrong information that we weren't having them. But as it turned out, thank goodness, that's not so. But our next VE testing session will take place here in Freeport on Saturday, December 3rd at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. If you want to sign up, get a hold of Tony at K9RFD. He's the president of the State Line Amateur Radio Club, and it'll get you set up. We'll see what happens. So, okay, just okay. This trivia segment is for the benefit of those who are studying for their first ham radio licenses. Here's how I read the questions, and the ham operators know the answer. They'll give it. Okay. I think I read this one. All right. Okay, I'll find it here. Which of the following are required for a remote control operation? A. The control operator must be at the control point. B. A control operator is required at all times. C. The control operator must indirectly manipulate the controls. D. All of these choices are correct. Which of the following are required for a remote control operation? A. The control operator must be at the control point. B. A control operator is required at all times. C. The control operator must indirectly manipulate the controls. D. All of these choices are correct. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, which of the following are required for a remote control operation? A. The control operator must be at the control point. B. A control operator is required at all times. C. The control operator must indirectly manipulate the controls. Well, the correct answer is D, delta. All of these choices are correct. We'll find another one here. I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions every week. So, all right. What should you do before calling CQ? A. Listen first to be sure that no one else is using the frequency. B. Ask if the frequency is in use. C. Make sure you are authorized to use that frequency. D. All of these choices are correct. What should you do before calling CQ? A. Listen first to be sure that no one else is using the frequency. B. Ask if the frequency is in use. C. Make sure you are authorized to use that frequency. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct answer to this question?
KD9MED says the choice D, delta, best represents the best practices of the radio art.
Okay, Terry. There was another station trying. Other station. What do you say? Do you agree?
I concur with that. W9AXD.
Repeat that. You cut yourself off, Chad.
Roger. I agree with that. W9AXD.
You, Chad and Gary, you are both correct. What should you do before calling CQ? A. Listen first to be sure that no one else is using the frequency. B. Ask if the frequency is in use. C. Make sure you are authorized to use that frequency. Well, the correct answer is D, delta. All of these choices are correct. Before you call CQ, you should do three things. A. Be sure the frequency is one your license privileges authorize you to use. Listen to be sure the frequency is not already in use. If you don't hear any signals in 5 to 10 seconds, the frequency may be available. And finally, make a short transmission asking if the frequency is in use. Ham Radio License Manual, page 6-6. Find another one. I'm not reading that one. All right, let's find another one here. Yeah. Okay. What weather condition might decrease range at microwave frequencies? A. High winds. B. Low barometric pressure. C. Precipitation. D. Colder temperatures. What weather condition might decrease range at microwave frequencies? A. High winds. B. Low barometric pressure. C. Precipitation. D. Colder temperatures. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
K9EPZ. C is in Charlie.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. What weather condition might decrease range at microwave frequencies? Correct answer is C, Charlie. Precipitation. Precipitation, such as fog and rain, can absorb microwave and UHF radio waves, although it has little effect at HF and on the lower VHF bands. Ham radio license manual, page 4-1. Oh, I think I read that one. I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions over again. Okay, oh boy. Okay, which of the following effects may allow radio signals to travel beyond obstructions between the transmitting and receiving stations? A, knife-edge diffraction. B, Faraday rotation. C, quantum tunneling. D, Doppler shift. Which of the following effects may allow radio signals to travel beyond obstructions between the transmitting and receiving stations? A, knife-edge diffraction. B, Faraday rotation. C, quantum tunneling. D, Doppler shift. Anybody correct to answer this question?
K9EPZ, A is an alpha.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. Which of the following effects may allow radio signals to travel beyond obstructions between the transmitting and receiving stations? The correct answer is A, alpha, knife-edge diffraction. Radio waves can be diffracted as they travel past sharp edges of large objects. This type of propagation is called knife-edge diffraction. Ham radio license manual, page 4-1. Okay, how is squelch adjusted so that a weak FM signal can be heard? A, set the squelch threshold so that receiver output audio is on all the time. B, turn up the audio level until it overcomes the squelch threshold. B, turn on the anti-squelch function. Just a minute. Oh, I screwed that up. I'm going to read this question again. How is squelch adjusted so that a weak FM signal can be heard? A, set the squelch threshold so that receiver output audio is on all the time. B, turn up the audio level until it overcomes the squelch threshold. C, turn on the anti-squelch function. B, enable squelch enhancement. How is squelch adjusted so that a weak FM signal can be heard? A, set the squelch threshold so that receiver output audio is on all the time. B, turn up the audio level until it overcomes the squelch threshold. C, turn on the anti-squelch function. D, enable squelch enhancement. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, if you know this, let's not depend on 2 or 3 people to answer these questions. Come on, let's go. I'm going to read this question one more time. How is squelch adjusted so that a weak FM signal can be heard? A, set the squelch threshold so that receiver output audio is on all the time. B, turn up the audio level until it overcomes the squelch threshold. C, turn on the anti-squelch function. D, enable squelch enhancement. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. How is squelch adjusted so that a weak FM signal can be heard? The correct answer is A, alpha. Set the squelch threshold so that receiver output audio is on all the time. To keep from having to listen to a continuous noise when no signal is present, the squelch circuit mutes the receiver's audio output when no signal is present. Ham radio license manual, page 5-8. Okay. What is the electrical difference between RG58 and RG213 coaxial cable? A, there is no significant difference between the two types. B, RG58 cable has 2 shields. C, RG213 cable has less loss at a given frequency. D, RG58 cable can handle higher power levels. What is the electrical difference between RG58 and RG213, the coaxial cable? A. There is no significant difference between the two types. B. RG58 cable has two shields. C. RG213 cable has less loss at a given frequency. D. RG58 cable can handle higher power levels. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
Go ahead, Kurt.
The answer C is in Charlie.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. What is the electrical difference between RG58 and RG213 coaxial cable? Correct answer is C, Charlie. RG213 cable has less loss at a given frequency. In general, a larger diameter cable such as RG213 will have less loss than a small cable such as RG58. Am read a license manual, page 4-17. Okay.
I think it should have been E.
In the tech portion, then I'll read a couple of questions in the general. We haven't had that in a while. All right. Why should you avoid attaching an antenna to a utility pole? A. The antenna will not work properly because of induced voltages. B. The 60 hertz radiations from the feed line may increase SWR. C. The antenna could contact high voltage power lines. D. All these choices are correct. Why should you avoid attaching an antenna to a utility pole? A. The antenna will not work properly because of induced voltages. B. The 60 hertz radiations from the feed line may increase the SWR. C. The antenna could contact high voltage power lines. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
I think it should be E.
E. Okay. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Hey, by the way, Jimmy, that was my neighbor down the road, K9FLO. He's a genius, you know.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, what? I'll tell you what. Okay. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
K9EPZ. I think C, but I'm not positive.
Well, you are correct, Al. You are correct. Why should you avoid attaching an antenna to a utility pole? The correct answer is C, Charlie. The antenna could contact high voltage power lines. Okay, we'll get back to trivia in a few minutes here, but right now we're gonna check in Dean, K9FLO. Dean, how you doing?
Good evening, Jimmy, my neighbor Kurt, and everybody else out there. K9FLO on this Friday chilly night. I have 31 degrees out there, and that's telling me it's not something I want to look forward to, but I guess it's why we live here, to enjoy this wonderful weather there, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. Yesterday I went to the grocery store. I didn't wear no jacket. I was in shirt sleeves. And last night when I went to Kentucky Fried Chicken, Long John Silver's to get something to eat, I also did not wear a jacket. I was in shirt sleeves too. I did not leave the building today. I stayed in there all day. I'll be leaving the building tomorrow because we have our monthly meeting of the KD9RFD Repeater Association at 11 o'clock tomorrow at the Freeport Public Library. So I'll be venturing outside there.
That repeater's coming in good up here.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, Dean, this is a special edition of the Friday Night Fun, this being Veterans Day. I'm asking everybody if you served anybody. You served in the military. What branch were you serving? And do you have any family members who are currently serving or formerly served at one time?
No, and yes. No, I was during the Vietnam era, and I was in college, and when I was out of there, I fell into the draft, and I had one of those high numbers, so I did not have the opportunity to serve, which is probably good because I probably would have been my only opportunity in my life. But yeah, nope, a lot of friends, unfortunately, and good. And family, I did have quite a section. I had a nephew that was in the Air Force in the let me think, late 70s, 80s, and had a grandfather and a great-grandfather that was in the service, and clear back into the Civil War. So, in fact, their names are on the Memorial Hall down in Rockford. So, yeah, did, but I kind of, the best thing for me was I feel happy that I didn't have to go in because I was a person that felt like they'd probably be a one-way trip. KC9GCR, K9RFD.
Okay, I understand. Hey, okay, go back to Kurt there and find out what's going on between you there. I'll stand by. You guys go ahead.
From you and Matt.
KD9MED. Hello, hey Kurt, how's it going? How'd the meeting go tonight?
Well, it went okay. I was joking with Jimmy that we've stooped to a new low because they decided to make me president for another year. And I've always been concerned about joining an organization that would seriously consider me for membership. But no, it went fine. There's only one spot open, which is a secretary's position. The secretary that we had moved actually to Arkansas, so that's the only position that isn't filled right now. But it went just fine, and I finished up now the membership page for the organization where it's going to be fillable. But just as a PDF, you can just start typing, and it'll take you to each section to fill out. And then you can print it out if you want and send it in with a check. Or I got a PayPal link, and I tried that actually. I just renewed my membership tonight to try everything electronically, and it went okay. So far, so good. Is your rotor still rotoring?
It is still rotoring. It is good. Today was such a great day because I was able to stay home, not worry about it, and wait for the cold weather to come. Just so happy that we got it done yesterday. And, like Jimmy was saying, yesterday, Chuck and I, we were out there in our short sleeves doing it, and it was just great. And then, of course, today is another world. So, yeah, it's just working flawless, just like the way it's supposed to. Don't have the answers to everything, but I know what made it work. So why it worked first and went to hell a week later, I don't know. Maybe part of it was luck and part of it was, I have no idea. But it's doing its thing, and I'm happy about that. And if anything happens between now and next spring, it's going to stay the way it is, but it seems to be doing good. And it's just interesting, too, is that noise is gone. I was getting that line noise that was on there. So that was probably part of it. But why did it work for first a week or two, and then it quit? So that's what's odd. That's the only mystery I can't figure out on it, Kurt. KE9N, K9FLO, and the Jimmy net.
That's funny, the Jimmy net. Well, you know, that was probably the telltale sign, though, a little bit. Something was wrong when you got that noise, because normally you wouldn't have that. And that told you the brushes weren't making real good contact, so it was almost kind of acting like a diode, if you want to call it that. But, again, without taking it apart, you didn't know. But regardless, anytime you got noise like that, all of a sudden, then you kind of go, something's just not right. Your old motor didn't do it, and most DC motors don't do that, so it kind of told you there was a fly in the ointment somewhere. Well, that's good. You got that all taken care of, and appreciate Chuck's help doing all that. If I could and I was able, I'd be glad to help you, but I did have some things I had to get taken care of, and I'm not really much help based on my physical condition. I did have a echocardiogram today. They wanted to check my heart. My EKG kind of gave them some concern, so I did that this afternoon, and it was rather interesting because, you know, they used this jelly stuff, I'm going to call it. You know, the same stuff they would use when they do a thing on a pregnant gal. You know, well, I don't want to go there, but you know what I'm talking about, this gel stuff, and then they took this, I'm going to call it a camera for lack of a better word, and they'd go around my chest in different areas and my side and stuff like that, and then she had a gal help her a little bit, kind of keep me on my side and whatever, and I said, you know, it's been an awful long time since I've had like two women with some goo on their hands rubbing my chest, and I said, I just don't know what to say.
I assume you didn't have anything to say, but just sat there with a big smile on your face?
Not really. It kind of concerned me a little, just getting an echocardiogram, and I mean, it went fine. It took about 45 minutes. But no, I was just joking with him. I said, boy, this is going to be hard to explain. Anyhow, K9FLO, KE9N.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's something, you know, you got to do that now. And the bad thing it is you have to do that more often. It's either that part of the body or it's the other end of the body, and that deals with insertion of embarrassing size tubes in your body. Single. So, yes, indeed. So that's a wonderful gift we have at this wonderful age that we're going into. So, yeah, well, very good. I hope it turned out good. And it's not a bad experience. It's better than the other one where you got to drink all that wonderful juice. So that's the good part of it. And as far as the, let's see, the motor, it's working great. Don't know what it was, and I think I was telling you, I think the best guess I had on it was there was some lacquer left on it from when it was manufactured, and it was partially covering the armature, but not all of it, but enough to give it grief when the brushes would go over it, and either maybe try to wear it off, rub it off, or whatever. It really, once it got done with it, it really cleaned up pretty good. But like I said, I just used crocus cloth on it and just spun it like you would. Years ago, I actually did that work on a 100 horsepower motor, a motor generator, and that's what we did. Is we used a big sheet, like a crocus cloth material, and that's how we did the brushes or losing my thought here, and had to replace the bushes. There we go. Kurt, I've lost it already. KE9N, K9FLO.
Oh, that's all right. You know what? Tomorrow morning, neither of us are going to remember last night, so it's irrelevant. Anyhow, well, good to talk to you. Glad the rotor's working okay. I'm still pressing forward on my tower and antenna project, and little by little I'm getting there. I'll let you know when I need some help, though, but that'll be coming up. Hopefully it won't be, like, really cold. Other than that, I'm going to send it back to Jimmy for the Jimmy net, as you called it, and I think I'm going to go upstairs here. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Okay, Kurt and Dean, sounds good. Hey, you guys, you know, this is what makes this net special. We are not a formal net at all. You guys were rag tune. I think this is great. This Friday Night Fun is several nets in one. We have like a rag tune net, swamp net, tech net, or the DX net, or what have you. So that's a trivia net. This Friday Night Fun net is several nets in one. Okay, guys. Kurt, 73, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. And again, congratulations on your re-election as Rah-Rah President. And Dean, you have a good evening. We'll definitely talk to you next Friday night. K9G Show with the Friday Night Fun net.
7-3, Jimmy. Kurt, take care. And also, congratulations on re-election. And talk to you all later. K9RFD.
Okay. Well, we're still in the trivia segment. I'm going to read a couple of general questions. But before we do, by chance, do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now. Okay, this next question is from the general Q&A. If the SWR on the antenna feed line is 5-to-1 and a matching network at the transmitter end of the feed line is adjusted to 1-to-1 SWR, what is the resulting SWR on the feed line? A, 1-to-1, B, 5-to-1, C, between 1-to-1 and 5-to-1 depending on the characteristic impedance of the line, D, between 1-to-1 and 5-to-1 depending on the reflected power at the transmitter. If the SWR on an antenna feed line is 5-to-1 and a matching network at the transmitter end of the feed line is adjusted to the 1-to-1 SWR, what is the resulting SWR on the feed line? A, 1-to-1, B, 5-to-1, C, between 1-to-1 and 5-to-1 depending on the characteristic impedance of the line, D, between 1-to-1 and 5-to-1 depending on the reflected power at the transmitter. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Skills, and that enables you to make good contacts, and the good contacts enable you to get the good confirmation, and the good confirmations enable you to qualify for awards. So very good, brother. That's fantastic, man.
Okay, if the SWR on an antenna feed line is 5-to-1 and a matching network at the transmitter end of the feed line is adjusted to 1-to-1 SWR, what is the resulting SWR on the feed line? Well, the correct answer is B, Bravo, 5-to-1. A matching network at the transmitter does not change the SWR on the feed line, so the feed line SWR is still 5-to-1. General Class License Manual, page 7-22. Okay, one moment, please. I think we're going to find, I think I'm going to read one more question. Let me find it here, if I can find it here. All right. Okay, we'll find it. All right. Okay. What are the toughest questions in the Tech General and Extra Q&A? Your tower questions, of course. Those of you new listeners who are going to soon become AM radio operators someday down the road, you're going to be involved in a tower climbing expedition. you're either going to be climbing the tower itself or you're going to be part of a tower support ground crew. This next question might put you over the top as far as getting here. Well, this is actually in the, this is a general question, but you never know. Those of you who are taking the general test, this question might put you over the top as far as getting your general ticket goes. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? A. Notify the electric company that a person will be working on the tower. B. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. C. Unground the base of the tower. D. All these choices are correct. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? A. Notify the electric company that a person will be working on the tower. B. Make sure that all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. C. Unground the base of the tower. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Kilowatt, Echo 9 Norway.
Go ahead, Kurt.
The answer is B as in Bravo.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. Before climbing, remove power from any circuit that will not be used while you are on the tower. The best way is remove fuses or open circuit breakers. Once the circuit is open, lock the circuit breaker open, if possible, and tag the fuse box or breaker panel so that no one will reconnect the circuit. General Class License Manual, page 5-9-15. This concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this weekend. We'll do it again next Friday night. Are there any more stations you'd like to check in? Please call now.
I had 109 contacts.
Okay, I do not know of any DX contest this weekend, and I gotta check my book here. Oh, that was the previous week. We won't worry about that. We'll just let it go. Oh, okay. Okay, one moment, please. Okay. Okay, we're at this. I'm just going to go ahead and do the amateur's code. Number one, the amateur is considerate. He never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasures of others. 2, the amateur is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and the American Radio Relay League through which amateur radio is represented. 3, the amateur is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science. It is well built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4, the amateur is friendly. Solo and patient sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. 5, the amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, and his community. Or his community, I should say. And 6, the amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code, as Tony K9RFD used to say. Some to live by, not only on the radio, but throughout life. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on.
KD9MED and 9WFD. You know what? There are a lot of guys that will operate under.
Hey, does anybody have any questions, comments, or traffic, or any input they'd like to bring before the net?
One guy will start the contest, and he will
Well, I think pretty soon we'll probably be just about ready to wind this net down. So I want to thank the members of RAH, Kurt KD9MED, RAH presidents, also the repeater chairman, and the members of the RAH board of trustees or board of directors for allowing me to use this repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Day. Now I'm going to run down the list of stations that are checked in so far. There were no early bird check-ins tonight, so okay. H9GO, K9QPL, KD9SSV, N9BWM. Bruce, haven't heard him in a while. K9HKX, AC9NW, KD9MED, KD9N Kurt in Roscoe, K9RGG Norm, W9AXD Chad in Janesville, KD9GDY, K9KZT, K9MED, and KD9VBX. Won't be long, we'll be hearing the new Kilo Echo 9 calls. Then I want to thank Ricky WX9RLT. He did a great job with Skywarn Net last night, the train net, I should say. And K9GCR, myself, Net Control, N9CO. I'm going to put him down. I'm going to put him down as an honorary check-in. He's one of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in all the time, but he listens every Friday night. K9YI, Scott Monroe. And N9EGF, Kevin. K9EPZ, Al, KF9SD, Pat in Warren, Illinois, checking via the internet. K9HWK. And last but certainly not least, K9FLO. And a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 check-ins. Okay, so far. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Yeah, that's another one I gotta open up real quick and see that one. I think it was Tango 88 Whiskey Alpha. I got them on 15, I believe.
This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Any more stations you want to check in, please call now.
Q9WFC. Well, that's good. That's good.
Oh yeah, I knew I forgot something here. We got, let me tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN. 232-3636, local Freeport number. We've had no hotline check-ins tonight. But if I'm transmitting, if you hear the phone ring, that's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. You've seen pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touchstone telephone. Okay. Then I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Contact Ricky WX9RLT or Brad, whatever his call sign is. He's got an 8 call now. I told you, he's gone through so many call signs, it's pathetic. And you'll get you signed up for the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. You will hear this net after it's posted later on tonight. You will hear this net over again. You'll also hear last week's net. What was your favorite holiday? The majority of them said Christmas, the Halloween net, and what have you there. It's the Friday Night Fun Net every night of the week when you listen to the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Well, every day of the week, too. So, okay. You want I don't know how many people have signed up for the Facebook page, but contact Ricky WX9RLT or Brad, and one of them will get you signed up. You'll see updated pictures of my ham shack. You'll see pertinent information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You'll even see weather information. So, okay. Let me give you a rundown of all the other nets. In about 5 minutes, at 10 o'clock, if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago, PL of 114.8 plus offset, night watch net will be getting underway. That's put on by the Chicago FM Club, CFMC. I don't know how long they'll run tonight. The Friday nights, they usually have their get-together at one of the fine restaurants in Chicago. That's a good net. And don't forget tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. here on this repeater, the Saturday evening rag tune net. I believe with the Larry K9HKX is your net control. We go around 2 or 3 times. You talk about different stuff. Net control brings up a topic. If you don't want to talk about that topic, you can bring up another topic. But as we do, go around 2 or 3 or 4 times, rag tune. That's what it's about. That's what Kurt K9ND and the K9FLO did a few minutes ago, rag tune. But hey, this is a fun net. This net is not formal. So, okay. And immediately following the Saturday evening rag tune net, if you're able to pick up the Milwaukee 146910 repeater with the PL of 127.3 minus offset, well, that repeater is actually located in New Berlin, Wisconsin. There's the Saturday Night Fun Net. That's put on by the Milwaukee FM Club. You got to check in a certain way. Some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing up on this net. Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, PL 123.0 minus offset. The Greene County Aries Races net is on the air. That's hosted by Scott, K9YI in Monroe. It's a combination Aries Races and rag tune net. Sometimes that net runs for a half hour, otherwise they'll go for an hour, hour and a half, or 2 hours, or who knows. Do check out that Greene County net. 8 p.m. on the Sunday evenings on the 147375 repeater in Belvedere. PL 100.0 plus offset. Big Thunder Amp Radio Club holds its Sunday evening net. Also at the same time at 8 p.m. on the 146850 repeater in Sterling. PL 114.8 minus offset. The Whiteside County Aries group holds its Sunday evening net. You shouldn't have a problem getting that Sterling repeater. The antenna is located 300 feet in the air on top of the Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. here on this repeater, we got the Monday Night Rah-Rah Info Net. Larry K9KGT and I share the duties of net control. I'll be net control this coming Monday night. And at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, PL 82.5 minus offset, Lee County Aries group holds its Monday evening net. And at 8:30 p.m. on the 146730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset, the Kishwaukee Amp Radio Club net holds its Monday evening net. Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater in Rockford. We have the first of the two health and tech nets. The Tuesday net is hosted by Larry, K9KGT. And the second net on Thursday night is hosted by yours truly. We ask everybody how they're doing health-wise, and if they have any technical questions. And also, at the same time, at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, PL 123.0 minus offset. The Rock County Aries Races group holds its Tuesday evening net. And at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon, PL 146.2 plus offset, the Ogle County Amateur Radio net for Erie Skywarn is held. This is K9G Star with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at.
several certificates and several QSLs. And
by the way, veterans, you are exempt. You are exempt. You continue to celebrate Veterans Day. Lockdown, lockdown. At this moment, Winnebago County Jail is going into lockdown. I remember Kerry, K9MED, Kerry telling me he listens to the jail frequencies on the scanners. Right exactly at this time, Winnebago County Jail goes into lockdown for the night. So all the jailbirds are being tucked into bed now.
however, last year, they decided that they're no longer going to put on the...
This is K9G Charter Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now.
More, but there are so many different things. I will tell you the first call that
Okay, continuing on with all the other nets we have in the area, let's see, Wednesday evenings at 7 o'clock here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have the Steamson County area set. I host that net. I think I have a total of 4 or 5 check-ins at night. And at 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd, PL 123.0 plus offset, Greater Boyd Amps Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net.
So I do have Cape Verde. Did you get them this year?
I'm sorry to say I can't get into that repeater. At 8 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, we have our Wednesday evening swap net. Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties of the net control station. Mel ran the net this past Wednesday, and I'll run the net this coming Wednesday.
Say that I have something confirmed on paper.
Mel brings us Amps Radio Newsline, 15-minute independent news broadcast of old and tired as to Amps Radio. Remember Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater. We host the Northern Illinois Skywarn training net with Ricky, WX9RLT. Last night, if you missed the net, he was talking about the wall counts, how to report them or what have you. Next Thursday, I will be filling in for him because Ricky has to go to a class, something to do with winter preparedness, similar to what the weather spotter net does on the during the springtime. So, okay. I think that runs from 6 until 8:30 p.m. You have to go online or use a computer to participate in that class.
To dig through all my cards. Here I am. I'm looking at all the ones.
And, okay, last but certainly not least, the Senile net is held from 1400 to 1500 hours, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. local time on the 14.287 megahertz at 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck, WD9BB as your net control. Okay, you're all caught up to date your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. If you're a member of any AM radio club, by all means support your local club.
Here by Puerto Rico somewhere. I think that one was pretty kind of a one.
Okay. At this time, are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
You know what I like is that, with 10 opening up.
Okay. I guess we're going to wrap this baby up. It was a great net tonight, folks. Special Veterans Day edition. So, tell you what, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local post office when you buy your envelopes or stamps. Be sure to tell your bank cashier when you go to cash your checks or what have you. Be sure you tell your waiters, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell your new car dealer, be sure you tell your used car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your tax consultant, your stockbroker, be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. The more check-ins, the better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. I'm sorry, folks, but we don't take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take an E or clench your fist while the national anthem is being played, sorry, we don't take your check-ins. That's plain old all there is to it. All right. Any more stations that want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net before we proceed to close this baby down? Please call now. Okay. There being no further business, I guess I'm going to close down this net. So, I want to wish, I want to thank all the veterans in this country who served, and all their family members who served too. And please remember what this holiday is all about. And remember, we get to do this again in about 6 months with Memorial Day. That'll be coming up, I think, on May the 31st of 2023. Okay. I take that back. That'll be Monday, May 29, 2023. The traditional Memorial Day will be on the 30th. Okay. Tune in again next week. Same time, same repeater. Okay. This is K9GCR, the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Remaining we're in the region without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay. Tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. By the way, next week, it'll be the Friday before Thanksgiving. I'm going to ask everybody what their plans are for Thanksgiving, and I'm going to read the recipe. Alternatives to turkey. Contrary to popular belief, not everybody eats turkey on Thanksgiving Day. They'll eat ham, roast beef, duck, goose, rabbit, deer, squirrel, what have you. So I'll be reading several recipes from my wild game and fish and wild game cookbook next Friday night. Okay. Okay. Last call for any station who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Hey. Tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Veterans Day, November 11, 2022 edition of Friday Night Fun Net, and return the repeater and the frequency of normal amateur radio use at 10:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. 4 hours, 10 minutes Zulu time with a grand total of 23 check-ins. This net is now closed, and repeater is now open for normal amateur radio use. All you veterans listening, happy Veterans Day. This is K9GCR Baclair 73s, and wish you all a very pleasant good night. KD9MED, KD9MED, K9GCR. Go ahead and post it, Mike, at a 2-hour, 10-minute net, and with an unofficial count of 23 check-ins.
All right, Jimmy, go ahead and get the live stream.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to do my honorary check-ins, but I'll do it. Well, I'll do that. I'll just write them down and don't worry about it. K9GCR.
not at all. It's a big type thing. It's not a...
Of that one.
Just a minute. You know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I don't think I'll cause any problems with Mike there. Let's see. N9ARB, HC honorary check-in. Oh my goodness. N9EAB, HC honorary check-in. EE9SF. Scott, there's a beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club. K9FDO, HC honorary check-in.
I just hope that I'm not knocking on St. James' door before.
And let's see. W9KLD, HC honorary check-in. Okay, you know what? N9WSQ, George. Preston Stevens County Repair Association is a former Marine. And okay, and you know what? Let's see. One moment, please. KD9LOA, Brandon. Ex-Marine, HC honorary check-in. And KD9OVJ, HC honorary check-in. 31 check-ins. I believe that's overall. I believe that'll be it. Okay. Mike K9MED. I hope I didn't screw you up. I forgot to do my honorary check-ins, but I've got them encoded now.
No worries on that, Jimmy. I just flipped the screen back over real quick. I got you.
Oh, you already got those honorary check-ins? Are you able to record them?
Yep, as far as I know, we got the that going on in the live stream.
All right. 31 check-ins unofficial. I may add more, but don't worry about it. K-sign G-sharp, recorder 73. Good night.
All right, KD9MED.